Hello, and welcome to the Graph Cycle Training Program. I will be your guide. Let's start simple. Look up at the red light. There we go, and down at the red light. You got it. If you'd like to flip those controls, you can access them in the options menu. When you're ready, proceed to the next area. You'll need to use your altitude control to navigate through the tunnel ahead. Nicely done. Your grav cycle has directional thrusters. You can use boost control to avoid enemy fire. Very good. Grav cycles require solid ground beneath them, so avoid steep ledges. You will have a limited window to correct your error before you and your vehicle plummet. If you find that you need repairs, use your nano emitter. Fire it at the ground and enter the healing field. You're doing very well. Let's move on to scan mode. You can scan for objects in the environment by using your scan control. Great. Shoot that barrel. A new path is now open. Proceed when ready. Engage the enemies ahead using your primary weapon. Excellent. You're now ready to command a friendly unit. Use your command pulse to order your unit to the specified location.
Roger.
Your unit will try to fight around this area. Should you cancel a command, your units will return to your position and follow. The cancel command can prove useful in situations where you may have lost track of them, or require them to take over for a period of time.
Regrouping.
Use scan mode to search for interactables in the environment. Good work. You can use your command pulse to have your unit interact with the scanned object. Let's move on to unit combat training. We'll start by temporarily disabling your Graph Cycle's weapons. You'll need to work with your unit using only the command pulse.
Got it.
You can also use the command pulse to have your units prioritize targets. Try prioritizing the target dummies using the command pulse.
Target. Took him down. Yep. Prioritize. Cut down. Will do. Focusing. Cut down. Taking them out.
Your units will return to you after they have eliminated a prioritized target. Good work.
Yep.
Each unit is equipped with a special ability. Using the unit ability control, your units will deploy their special ability on a target or location.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
These abilities can be pivotal in a combat situation. You may proceed to the next area.
Right away.
In order to revive a completely downed unit, you will first need to retrieve their brain can.
They're down.
Well done. Proceed to the final area for a live combat test.
Returning.
Every unit in your squad will always fight by your side, but it's the Grav Cycle pilot's commands that will increase their effectiveness in battle. To pass this test, all enemy combatants must be eliminated. Good luck. You have taken some hits. Scan the area for a nano repair station.
Copy.
During combat, damaged enemies will enter a vulnerable state. It is during this state that they become susceptible to critical damage. Capitalizing on this state can be key when engaging stronger enemy units.
I could see this maybe being a fun VR.
Well done.
Defeated enemies can drop items that may be of use to your squad. In the case of dropped nanopods, the nanites will heal you and your units upon approach. In addition, nanopods can recharge depleted abilities. Taking advantage of these drops can be the difference between life and death.
Got it.
I like this though, it's fun. I like the Overlord, like, Ghost Recon combat mixed with the grab cycle. It's like running an attack copter.
Congratulations. You have completed the graph cycle training. Do you even multiplayer, bro? Oh, cool, let's see what they got. Fucking clowns. New. Nani? Tech noir. It's like fucking Destiny. Blah. Divisions. It's a chappy. Go to sleep. Witness me. Nice. Oh, okay, cool. Neon Dream. It's fun. Yeah, clowns it is, motherfucker. Oh, the Joker. Mr. J. Meow. Only a little trinkets. Yarp. You got a bad attitude. I don't know. Oh, they gave me coins to unlock the giggles. You. Mary Puddin'. Mark Hamill. Oh, we must hold. Let's not buy any cosmetic crap just yet.
Oh, nice. It looks like a Muse video, doesn't it? Something human. Nice. Oh, no, 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 no. Nickelodeon. Ba-boom. Oh, nice. Meow, 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 meow. Shake it like a soul shaker. Oh no, they didn't. A tea bag. Bloop. I teabagged your mum. Well, it's cool that it's only cosmetic, but damn, a nickel and dime, yeah. Free money. Good job. I don't know, but that trips me out. And like, I'm usually not into like pastel Pantone so much. Oh my gosh. Hello, baby. Yeah, but I kind of like that pink and green. As weird as that sounds on this thing. Maybe it's the pattern though. It's like a windmill. Sort of. You prompt me to talk, I'll get all self-conscious and such. Okay, I'll talk to you. I'll tell you things. I'm testing out this game here. It's a multiplayer beta test thingy, and gonna see if it's any fun. So I'm spending free virtual money. Oh, and I've opened your computer this morning, dear, and it looks like the screen is cracked. Oh, love faces. I don't know, maybe YouTube's being dumb or something. Oh, no, 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 no. Oh, I'm sure there's probably a computer repair store around that will fix it. And I think it's when it fell off the side, you know, it got that little bit at the corner, and it spiderwebbed the screen a little bit. Like, the computer's not broken, it's not busted bad or anything. It's just I noticed this morning when I opened it. Yeah, figures. I've always had bad news. I don't know what it would run you. It's just a glass piece, but you may have to get like the whole screen repaired or something. Like, that screen's probably about $120 or so, and then you have to pay someone to put it in. And I probably could fix laptops, but I hate working on the damn things. They're so fucking hard to fix, and everything is so delicate and crammed in the... Jesus. PC still works fine. I mean, it's not terribly noticeable, but I can look into it for you. I swear, people like tell me stuff, and then I was like, I get bad news all the time, and I didn't even mean to. It's like that's the first thing I found this morning when I got up. I was like, oh no, that sucks. So you better not be looking at your phone, silly. You're gonna get in trouble keying on your keyboard. You work, and I'll ramble. Okay, well, yeah. I meant after that, when I got up and started going around. I don't mean to be spoiling your fun, honey. It is nice to talk to you a bit, but I'm gonna try this multiplayer and see what it's like. See if it's fun. It'd be nice if you could put me in your pocket and carry me around all day. There's some song about that. I think there's some song about carrying someone in their pocket. I don't recall. There's some bluegrass song or something. I mean, there's modern ways to carry someone around all day, but that's it's different. That's a horse of a different color. I wonder if anyone is matchmaking. In America. Oh, it failed. And the game says no. Well, this will be a short-lived play session here if I can find a match. So I'll just end up talking to you instead. Besides, I already found my match. The only match for me. They gave me a lot of coins to spend for free on stuff, but not a lot of stuff I like. And I do look, that looks like every Muse video or every, thing. I can't think of the band's name now. Oh, dang, I listen to them all the time. Dollar bills, yo. Dollar bills. I like that. I'm going to buy that. A nice mushroom cloud banner. It's nice and animated. Oh, no, not Steampunk Giraffe. It is a very nostalgic group. Yes, I am your match. The, Fiddler on the Roof. Kiss, kiss, bang, bang. Kiss, kiss, bang, bang, baby. And they do that when you grow up, your heart dies. And I don't know. Like, I'll be taking out the garbage here in like 2 hours and I'll remember it and I'll yell it out loud. Feel stupid. Like, yeah, that was the one. That was the band. Second one, look it up. It was my phone. Looking it up, looking it up. Did my matchmaking fail again? It did. Give me a match, give me a match, give me a match. Gunship. It's Gunship. And that's who it is. That graphic looks like a Gunship video. Yeah, I know. I know. You're my, girl-apedia. My wife-apedia. That's what you are. Well, amongst many, many, many other things. Yeah, where was it? It was... Or a Muse video. I should buy that one. Can I buy that one? I need to. Well, I don't think this game is going to match me with anyone, so I think I'm going to be sitting here chatting. Oh, people are gonna be like, that woman is in that bakery talking to her donuts. They'll say, no wonder she makes such beautiful, delicious treats. She's in there whispering sweet nothings to them so they'll rise. Come on, babies. Make beautiful bread for me. Put them in the oven. When you grow up, your heart dies. He says, yeah, who cares? I care. When you grow up, your heart dies. I'm sorry, church, baby. I drank one of your nos. I was just laying there in the dark, and I heard it calling my name. And it said, come, drink me. Drink deep of me, and be jittery. And make frequent restroom trips. You brought him home. Lead me not into temptation, Kelly. It's all maps. Make matchy match. Well, they do. It's a freaking. They got that diuretic in them. What is it, taurine? Isn't taurine the diuretic? The bull semen? Or what? That's in these things? Whatever shit that's in here that kills you. That's the shit that makes you have to use the bathroom a lot. That's what makes it so good. That's what makes it taste like vitamins. Well, you know what they may say. Laughing and happy women make better breads. Yeah, I swear there was something about ladies making better pastures because of their body temp, but pâtissier. Mon ami. Oui. Oh my gosh, it's true. It's true. Well, baby, you can definitely melt butter, 'cause you are hot. Damn, I don't even have anything to follow that. Wait. Well, I just call him like I see him, baby. Well, it's easy to do. Is flatterable a word? It should be. It should be. Well, it made me giggle, and I wasn't saying what I was thinking, because that's probably not an appropriate thing to say on the air. And some things we should just keep to ourselves and stifle the little giggle that escapes and hope that other people don't hear us and think that we're mad. Yeah. Yes, we are. Fresh cup. I empty my cup, dear, so that I might have more of yours. Thus is the wellspring of spirit and love eternal. This is true, dear, and so our circle grows. Like a tree to the heaven. And thus bears the sweetest of the peach. Sweet wine and bitter grapes. This game will not matchmake me. It doesn't want any. There is no one on the internets who will battle it out with me. Well, it gives me more time to talk to you, dear. But as long as you're not going to get yourself in trouble. It's so quiet right now. Oh, baby, you're always working diligently. You're a very conscientious woman with a strong work ethic. So that doesn't surprise me one bit. You know, like anything else, I'm sure if you're meeting your requirements, no one is gonna get too bent out of shape for a little bit of thumb waving, right? A little texting. I know how the world is today. Everybody is locked into their phones. Everybody's love map is routed through their devices. And I'm no different. Well, I guess I could give another matchmaking. Give it another try. See what we get. I love this time of the morning. I always know when it's 4:30, I think, or 4 o'clock, because Alex's thing upstairs starts buzzing like crazy, and he doesn't ever turn it off. It'll go zzz, for like 2 hours, and then he will then emerge and come downstairs and do his thing. I used to always get up early in the morning so I could watch the sunrise. I used to watch the sun come up every day. See the golden dawn every morning. Make my observances. Yeah, he does. I think I mean, I don't know. It seems like he does because it keeps going and he doesn't turn it off. I don't know. Maybe he sits on it. That's terrible. Sometimes I shock myself. I have problems. I have issues. Oh, Jesus. Woman. Oh, how can you How can you type and carry brownies? Kelly. I mean, that's borderline criminal. Throwing brownies around. I mean, some people would see horror in that. Be like, oh my god, those poor brownies defiled the temple of ooey gooey chocolateness and thrown it on the floor. And yeah, I'm talking about food. Damn it. What that other stuff? Any of it. Looking for a match, looking for a match, looking for a match, looking for a match. Match, looking for a match, looking for a match. Well, if you drop them and they're in the box, they're obviously damaged beyond repair. You'll just have to bring those home, and I'll see to it that they're disposed of properly. Yeah, it's funny. If I was actually streaming this through like the computered platform, I would. I mean, it's funny. You have mics, so I'd just mic you right in, and then. No, I was just kidding, baby. I'm. You don't know, honey. It's fine. I have enough diabetes at home as it is. You're good. And I don't mind the flavor of coconut. I just don't like that, like, gritty, like, chopped up weird shit they put all over confections. What the fuck is that? It's not even coconut. And I've been saying that my entire life, too, way before the snowball thing in Zombieland had me, because I thought for sure I was the only human being on the face of the planet who felt that way, but I guess I'm not. What am I saying? Streaming podcasts. Nobody watches their shit anyway. Sometimes I wonder why I do this. Like, I think I lost a bunch of followers, too. I was at, like, 70 something, and now I'm down to, like, 64. It's because I don't stream regularly. I don't stream consistently. I probably picked up followers because we were doing talk show and stopped doing it. I don't know. It's like I do so much shit already. I always just thought of this as like fun and decompression time. Yeah, I never really did this with any intent to gain followers, which is probably stupid. If I had started this and got serious about it from the get-go when I first started doing this like fucking 4 or 5 years ago, I probably would have. a decent sub number by now. But I was too busy trying to put fucking food on the table. It's a young man's game. Fuck, everything's a young man's game. Who am I kidding? It's a man's world. All of mama, we now must say goodbye. We've lost our dear old mama, and must have whiskey all the while. Yeah, you know, I'm sitting here whining about it, but it's giving me a platform to talk to you when you're not here, so, you know, I really should be grateful, and honestly, I do see some value to the platform that I think people may not fully appreciate. People for centuries worried about immortalizing themselves for the posterity of their children, and never have we been more able to leave a lasting representation of our thoughts and ourselves for those who will come in our footsteps. As long as the platform survives and the internet survives and the databanks and server farms are still accessible and the data's transferred and the files are translated to the new languages, the people who have devoted content to YouTube, they will remain. I really sometimes don't think we as human beings really understand and appreciate what the internet really is and what the internet really means. Morse's dream came true. No one has to wait to talk and tell someone they love them. No one who has access has to worry about reaching the people they care about. And I like cat videos and porn, so don't get me wrong, it's nothing wrong with that shit necessarily either. And obviously too much cat videos and too much porn is bad for you, but so well, I mean, the purpose of the telegraph system was needing to transfer information great distances in a short amount of time. The individual who developed the technology did so because he had to leave his wife who was ill, and he tried to send her letters because he found out that she wasn't going to live very long after he had left. So he sent her a letter telling her all the things he wanted to say but couldn't, and that he would be home soon. And unfortunately, his words got to her a little too late, and there was no way for him to know, and he agonized over it until he got back home and found out the truth. And when he discovered that his last words to his wife never made it, he decided he would make sure that that would never happen again. So he created a system where you could send messages over great distances using the telegraph system. And they developed the code so that they could have an alphanumeric language that they could send. Because they only had an open circuit, so it would only open and close, so they had to just make it beeps. You know, beep, 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 beep. You know, that shit. And some of the motherfuckers could probably do that pretty fast, I bet, too. I'd really hammer that shit out. Yep. You know, I seen a video yesterday that a man in Los Angeles shot of this weird thing that looked like a drone. And I thought for sure I'm watching it, and it's just a light there kind of hovering, and it looked like a drone. And then all of a sudden it starts to move to the right, and then it creates this plume, what looked like a rocket engine plume, like a solid booster rocket engine. And it was this blue like tail, and it looked like a comet, for fuck's sake. And he had a video of it hovering for, I don't know, a minute. And then all of a sudden it just starts moving, and then whoosh, it opens up and creates this huge like comet tail, and it just streaks across the sky, like slowly. It was pretty fucking weird. If the video is genuine and not like special effects or something, like somebody trying to fucking make some fake, then it's pretty perplexing. So there's not a lot of craft we have that will create that kind of shit in the sky. It's pretty weird. But I was struck about just how amazing the internet is, because it allows people all across the world to transfer what's happening. Like, we can pull out our phones and take a video of what's happening, and then 15 minutes later, half the world could know about it. And that's a very powerful armor for the people. And it's no wonder places like Hong Kong are struggling to hold on to that with unhindered freedom. So the internet's like fire. I mean, it really is a river of blue fire streaming all across the world. And Tesla had lamented in his later years that he had wanted to surround the world in a ring of light that connected and freed us all and brought us into an age of golden enlightenment. And it may not be how he dreamed, but he really did. The basic electrical components that he pioneered have given rise to all our modern computing, and our modern telecom, and it makes the internet widely possible. So in a completely unexpected way, I think he achieved what he wanted to achieve. Certainly not in the way he would have wanted it. He just wanted to free people so they wouldn't have to struggle and work hard. He wanted to absolve human beings of having to labor. That's what he wanted. And he understood that there would come a time when technology would free us from having to work. And if we survive long enough, our technology will grow to a point where it will either consume us or it will free us. And then human beings can become something greater. It's like the washing machine. It's like the little Swedish lady and her washing machine. And how electricity and an electric motor saved her 6 to 8 hours a day of washing people's dirty underwear. And today's modern amenities, like especially here in the first world, that we take for granted every day. Things as simple as a washing machine. So that we don't have to render down animals and mix their fat with base and lavender, with lye and lavender, and then slap our clothing on rocks like the natives. Or and yes, it's no surprise that you give this wonderful and amazing power to human beings and they fill it full of cat videos and poontang. And to be quite honest, I would probably fill mine with cat videos and some poontang too. It's true. Yeah. I couldn't imagine having to make soap with fire, animal fat, and like ash and I mean, that would be like a week-long fucking process. And I'm sure people did spend weeks at a time just making the candles and the soap that they needed. Well, Anglo-Saxons and Europeans. I mean, Asia liked its lamp oil. And the Europeans really like their beeswax. That's a very European thing. Ottoman liked its brazier and its lamp oil. China, Japan, they like their brazier and their lamp oils. I don't know. Europeans use some tallow and reeds and would make lamps that way, I suppose. Some very inexpensive lamp that way. Yeah, I wonder how long it took a human being to figure out that if they just wicked some animal fat that they could make a lamp. 1,000 years? 10,000 years? It's like the street performers in India that do like weird stuff, like snort little snakes up their nose and like lay on beds of nails. It's like, how many hours of playing with that snake till you figured out you could snort the damn thing up your nose and pull it out your mouth? What goes through your head that you're like, this will go up my nose, maybe it'll in, or if I make this bed of nails, I can lay on it and people will throw rubles at me. Well, hungry people, I guess. Yeah, exactly. And maybe it was accidental. Maybe they were like roasting meat on a fire and it like dripped onto a blade of grass and then soaked it and the grass slowly burned. And they were like, fuck, that's light. I'll take that with me. There's some ancient mushroom that will burn for days and days and days and days. And I guess men would make these pouches made of animal skins, and they would take this mushroom and they would put a fire ember in it and it would smolder in the pouch, and they would carry that with them so they could carry their fire for days. And then they would use that skin. If they would find like a beehive, they would take that mushroom in that skin and they would puff it like a bee smoker, and then they would smoke the bees with this mushroom, and then that would allow them to harvest honey. And they think that's how we learn to domesticate the bees, because we were carrying the fire pouches and we would smoke them out so we could get the honey. And then we realized by doing that they became more docile, and that allowed us to capture them. Something with the CO2 exchange makes the bees metabolic rate slow down, so the bees go into a sort of stasis, kind of like their breathing slows down. It's like a survival mechanism, probably so they could survive forest fires early in their evolutionary process. So the smoke makes them like go into like this hibernating stasis thing. And we probably just figured that out again accidentally. Somebody's like, I want that honey. How do I get these bees away? I'll use my mushroom animal skin smoker pouch. I've seen a similar survival technique practiced by survival experts, where they will use a canteen, a tin cup, or a cook pot, and they will make tinder, a little tinder box, and they will fill it full of tinder, and they'll put a little ember in there, and then they'll carry it so that they don't have to worry about trouble with fire starting. And that's a pretty common survival technique people still use today. And I don't recall which particular mushroom species that it is that they used to create the smokers and be able to carry the ember from place to place. Well, let's give this matchmaking another go. Bees are so damn amazing. Bees before flowers. The plants grew colorful and sweet to attract the bees. I think bees are something like 480,000 years old or something like that. if I'm not mistaken, there's about 5 to 8 domesticated bee species worldwide, and I think there's like around 400 to 500 wild bee species. Bees are not the only pollination process. They are just the most effective, the most economic, environmental, and health beneficial insect for human beings. We have a fine symbiotic relationship with. Well, I guess referring to it as symbiosis is actually ridiculous. The bees would quite happily produce honey without our help. In fact, we may be doing them as much harm as good by having ran them through a domestication process. Of course, beekeepers will tell you that's fucking ridiculous and that, bees have never done better because we're harvesting their colonies and yada yada yada. Oh, look at these huge colonies we have, and now there's way more bees, European honeybee than there ever was because we're procreating them all over the world and we're crossbreeding them with all these other local bee species to make them produce even more honey and be even more viable. Like nature wasn't doing a good enough job until we selective bred them to meet our purposes. And I like honey. Don't get me wrong. I just understand that bees don't make the honey for people to sweeten their tea. And that colony collapse is a very complicated problem. Nature is no dummy. Yes, baby, human beings are very hubris. We have a lot of hubris. We like to think we're the center of the fucking universe. We're still small and fucking childish at best as a society and a culture and a species. We are fumbling our way through learning the secrets of the mechanics of the universe. We are fucking fumbling our way through it. We're like children doing that shapes puzzle, and we're like taking that circular cog and we're like slamming it through that square as hard as we fucking can. Yeah. Nature's design it's efficient. Nature's design is incredibly efficient, and a lot of times it's in ways that we don't readily comprehend. We haven't even bothered to look till the last 50 fucking years. Well, I don't know. That's not fair. The early great minds of civilization paid a lot of homage to nature. Da Vinci did beautiful studies on animal and human forms. So I guess it's unfair to suggest that not everyone was obsessed with the design of nature. And the early pioneers were obsessed with fluidity and obsessed with gas and light. So they were endlessly inspired by what they had readily at hand. like the whole bumblebee thing. Bumblebees can't fly. The wind flies the bumblebee. The bumblebee doesn't fly through the wind. That's why the aerodynamic engineers couldn't understand it. The wind can carry an insect endlessly. Spiders fucking fly on it, and they don't even have wings. It's like music when you see it. Once you finally see how it's all interconnected, a fabric of all existence interwoven. It is a never-ending symphony spreading as far as your senses will take you. And only when you sit really still and you seek the silence inside and without can you really hear it. And then at first it's a whisper, and then it's a roar. And then once the crescendo subsides and you see each individual piece together, it moves you. And then you see the one that is everything and the everything that is one together. A eternal union amongst all things. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. This is the way, which is Tao. Tao Te Ching. Shaolin Tao. stemming from the source. All things flow. All things flow out from the source. That is the way. The word is the way, but you can't speak the way with words. And no, that's not Mandalorian. That's one of the oldest surviving cultures on the planet. Tao Te Ching is interesting. There's a way of throwing sticks for divination. Crowley has a interesting lecture on the Tao Te Ching, and he has some pretty fantastic commentary. Man had a way with words. And I liked his representation of the Te Ching concepts. I like Taoism. It appeals to me. It's a fine balance of powers, a combination of forces. It's temperance. It is duality, and for us, duality is very apparent in everything. It's even in the changes of the seasons. It's in the cycle of the rotation of our planet. So it's a very common theme for us as a species. We're very receptive to the ideas of lights and darks, the duality of our own nature and the duality of the universe. It's a nice change from the amoral, where we tend to think of the world as being just shitty. And I can see how being able to embrace some of not only our external suffering, but our internal darkness that allows us to grow as spirits, and become taller in our souls. And it's also very connective to nature, so that's a very strong theme, that the energy of life flows through us from an eternal source. And there's some firm scientific basis kind of behind the ideology behind that. And the planet itself is a gigantic electric transformer. And the EMF of the Earth is massive, and it radiates from the core of the planet and the poles, and creates the ionosphere. And So the idea that dragon lines exist and they flow across the earth and that energy flows through them and through the earth and through us, and that we can tap that internally and externally, and that can give us intuitions or give us strength or revitalize us, is a nice, it's a pleasant concept. As theology goes, I think I find it very functional too. So, and maybe practicing Shaolin as a kid might have something to do with that too. Sitting in the lotus and having people whack me with those bamboo swords, that may have contributed to my fascination with. Oh, thanks, Chinese. Looking for a match, looking for a match, looking for a match, looking for a match. Be and being. I am being. I will be. There's no I was. There is only forward, only out, only growth till its end and its rebirth. Come on, matchmaking. Make me a match, match me a make. I can hear a symphony of silence when I'm in you, baby. Oh yeah. Sweet, sweet music, and not a word spoken. When I kiss you, I hear music. Matchmaking failed, matchmaking failed. What's going on? Mi fuego. Mi vida. Mi corazón. Para ti, mi amor. Chica bonita. Io muerto. Mucho, mucho. Mucho amor, mi vida. My heart, my fire, my life, I love you so very, very, very much. Give me some sugar, baby. Squee. Oh, you do? Aw. You are so sweet and beautiful, too. What did I ever do to deserve a wife like you? Oh. Oui, oui. Oui, madame. Oh yeah, and who says remote romance has no fun? I'm punching my steering wheel. I'm metaphorically punching the fuck out of my steering wheel right now. I'm abusing the shit out of it. I think it likes it, honestly. I'm a little frightened. My steering wheel needs a safe word, and if it doesn't pick one soon, I'm afraid I might hurt it. Oh. It says pineapple. Its safe word is pineapple. No, it says it's good. It says keep spanking it. Spanking might not have been the right word here. So let's matchmake. Moving right along, nothing to see here. Like that poor old guy in the truck, it's not his fault. Isn't his fault he was caught in traffic. Now everybody on the internet's seen him. I guess that's one of the downfalls to the internet, back in the day when old Frank got drunk and decided to oh, I'm gonna spank your steering wheel. It's funny, on my screen it says spank that steering G wheel. That doesn't even look like it says steering wheel. Let's get the G down there. Let's spank your G wheel. And see, and you drew me right back in. Held hostage under your skirt. Oh, that steering wheel loves it, and you both know it. I have a spanking fetish. Will you be my secretary? Now, deliver this letter. Ooh. Kiss, kiss, bang, bang. Kiss, kiss, bang, bang. Yeah, I think quick play is a bit of a misnomer. It's kind of misleading. Of course, what do I expect? I mean, I'm on a beta at 3 o'clock and what's it, probably 5 o'clock now in the morning or some shit. I don't even know what time it is. It's the right time to tell you I love you madly, woman, and I wish you were here so I could squeeze you and kiss your lips and stare longingly into your eyes and whisper sweet nothings into your ear. That sounds like fun. It's 5:30. Oh, thank you. Thank you. And you too? Okay. Awesome. That's the best news I've heard all morning. Damn, I can't believe it's 5:30 in the morning. What the fuck am I doing? What am I doing awake? I could kiss you if I was dreaming. Dream a little dream of you. Does my voice sound terrible? Sometimes I think my voice sounds terrible. I have a terrible voice for radio. Oh. With my prayers. With my prayers. Yeah, you're so evil. You're torturous. You tortured me with those kisses and snuggles. It was like branding me with fire. I have burn marks from your hot, sexy lips all over me. I look like I've been through the Spanish Inquisition. I confess my undying love for you, baby. Burn me up. Consume me. Let me feed the fire in your heart. Oh. I hear children stirring in the silence. which one it is. I love listening to you. That's why I'm on a mission to make you laugh more. That's one of my daily challenges. I have daily quests, and one of my daily quests is make my wife laugh out loud. And make her giggle with joy without tickling her. See, that's the important part there of that mission. And I usually fail that part, honestly. But it's just so hard to not. I mean, and not to equate my wife to a game. I mean, this is a far more important mission than just getting trophies on the network. This is a real life mission. Those are way more important. Yeah. That's why I endeavor to play games with pause buttons so that I can randomly pause them and turn over and tickle the shit out of my wife till she slaps me, and then, well, you know. She loves it. No, she doesn't love it. Damn you, matchmaking, you failed me again. Tickle me fondly when I'm sleeping now. Tickle me sweetly and I'll hit your brow. Remember when I tickled you and you gave me a black eye? If I couldn't tickle, I would probably die. Okay, I'm sorry, I'll stop. I couldn't help myself. See, we've finally reached an impasse in our relationship. I love tickling you and you hate it. Damn it. Here I was thinking the real hang-up would be the fact that I'm an abusive butthead. But no, it was the damn tickles that did us in. It was the damn tickles. But Kelly, I love tickle fights. I love them. Alright, I'll stop. I'll just do that thing you like instead. Oh, whatever. The hell you will. Oh, you never allow them. No. Don't you lie to me, woman. Second those tickles come out, that fist or foot will be flying at my face like pow. No amount of love in the world will ever allow me to tickle you. It's just not gonna fucking happen. And I actually don't have like any strong desire to do like actually do that. I was just making, I'm just fucking making jokes. I make jokes all the time. You do mean to beat me. You do. And I like it. Bring it on. I'm scared of you, woman. Oh shit, hold on. I have to tell someone they come in. I have to mute this mic for a second while I yell. Okay, the child is coming in. Come here, son. Oh, dude, we don't need to check your temperature. You still had a fever last night at like 7 o'clock. You won't be fever-free for 24 hours till tonight by 7. You're not going to school today, dude. Unless you just absolutely want to. And so, do me a favor. If you go to school today, sneeze on as many people as you can. Lick your palms and touch every fucking doorknob in the building. That would be awesome. Thank you. Pandemic. All right. Yeah, I mean, we're really crossing the line there when we're making these kind of jokes. A little dark, morbid humor occasionally is okay, but you got to remember that when we make these kind of jokes, we're going to a dark place, and we don't want to hang out there too much, because people will think there's something wrong with you.
Don't worry, I made that joke to my friend who also enjoys dark humor.
Okay.
So he came and tapped me on the shoulder, turned around and said, "Don't touch me, I have the coronavirus."
Oh, gee. Dang, yeah, unfortunately, that is a nasty little slice of DNA, and that's probably gonna have some casualties before it's all said and done. CRISPRs makes me nervous. It makes me nervous, son. CRISPRs. It makes me nervous, alright? This is the unplayable beta. It's just some technical beta, and right now, either the servers are not allowing us to connect, or there's nobody playing. I'm more inclined to believe the latter. There's just nobody on it right now. Yeah, I went with that. Mr. J. Oh, Mr. J.
I bet your character will look like the other Joker.
Yeah, he kind of looks more like the new one, but when I look at that, I see the Mark Hamill Joker, which to me is the most iconic of all the Jokers, by far. And I love Heath Ledger's Joker, don't get me wrong. The man lived that role too much, probably. Hi, Game Master, what's up? But I like this Joker. He reminds me of the Mark Hamill Joker, and I haven't seen the Joaquin Phoenix yet. And people say it's pretty good, but my faves is definitely the Mark Hamill and Heath Ledger, and Nicholson played a good Joker too. I really like that movie. I saw that movie in the theater when it came out. We used to have this old movie theater when I was a kid, Elliot, and it had just 2 screens, and they were side-by-side doors. So we would go purchase a ticket to a Disney movie, Land Before Time or Ferngully or some shit like that. And then we would sneak over to the rated R films. We would just go right instead of going left. So I was maybe 8 or 9 years old and was watching stuff Batman and Silence of the Lambs and stuff like that. I snuck into Silence of the Lambs. I think I was 9 years old. Watched that movie the first time in the movie theater. Oh yeah, it's a lot harder nowadays. The big cinemas, they get a lot of people working in them, and they see some 9-year-old kid walking up into an R-rated movie. Well, I don't know, man. Most of the kids at those movie theaters probably don't give a shit. They're just like, whatever. I'm making my $8.75 an hour. I don't care. So what's up, Game Master? What's new? Why don't you tell me something? If you come into my channel and say hi, you have to tell me something. And you can tell me anything. Doesn't matter. Ooh. Hi is good too. You tell me something, Master Elliot. Anything, doesn't matter what it is. Try to tell me something neither meme nor video game related, though. Anything. Oh, dang. Does that mean you're gonna be late putting it away? Church? Or does it mean it hasn't even got there? Okay, there you go, Elliot. Tell Church your favorite food or favorite book. Either or. Or both. What's your favorite food?
My favorite food. I don't know, there are lots of foods that I like there's I like spaghetti. The fried bread's really good.
You like the fry bread? That was one of my favorite meals growing up too. Glad you like it.
Speaking of which, next time we have, well, not the next time. I think it's fourth quarter we're doing Mexico, but yeah.
Would you like me to make some?
Yes, sure.
I can make you the fry bread. It doesn't hold up terribly bad from being held over, you know what I mean? So like once we fry it, you could take it in and it probably wouldn't be so bad.
Take it in like a Tupperware container and then have like everything else in different containers.
Yeah, if you wanted to. And that's more of a Native American dish, but it is a like Tex-Mex kind of fusion in a way, because the way that we do it, we combine more Latin American ingredients for toppings, whereas it's a Navajo recipe initially. And, you know, the Navajos would have their beans and their rices, but they were more like a black-eyed pea or a black bean and a wild rice, as opposed to like the refried beans and the beefs that we would use as a topping, or the queso frescos with the lettuce and the sour cream, or your Mexi blend cheese. What's your favorite book?
Favorite book? One of the Lightbringer books, definitely. Probably the fourth one.
Okay. Yeah, those are definitely my favorite right now too.
The reason it's the fourth one is because I haven't gotten to the fifth one yet.
I see. Well, it is out. The new one is out, and
So it would be in like October.
yeah, it came out like right before my birthday. And Elliot, I haven't even dropped the $15 yet to read it myself. At some point I'll buy it, and then it'll show up on your Kindle too. Okay? Yeah. In fact, I should charge my Paperwhite because I haven't used it much today or in the last year. And if you don't use the batteries on those, they go bad. Master Elliot said that his favorite foods are, and he said the spaghetti, wasn't it? And then fry bread?
Yeah, spaghetti and fried bread is really good.
And he said his favorite book is in the Lightbringer series. And I can't say that I'm sad that your truck won't be there today at like 10, because when that truck shows up later in the day, you end up being there late. Although it's early in the morning, so that gives them time to still have that truck loaded and on its way from Cincy or Columbus. He does like toasted cheese and tomato soup, you're right.
Basically, if it has tomatoes on it or will go well with tomatoes, it's good.
He definitely likes tomatoes. Yeah. All right.
Well, I'll eat basically anything.
It's really hard to pick a favorite for like food and books, and I can't ever answer that question. I'm like, I love so much about food and literature that I couldn't. My brain grinds to a halt when people say that. It's like, grrr.
So how does this game work?
Well, if this matchmaking fails, I'll go in the tutorial and I'll show you. Okay? Yeah. It's okay, so it's like a squad-based game.
Makes sense because there are three good dudes in the back, three dudes in the back and behind you. Two of them have like this kind of hood thing, and one of them is this really disintegration.
This is a technical beta, and I registered for it last week, and I got the invite yesterday. I assume they're not like punching a whole people in this quite yet. A lot of people may not have heard about it. I only heard about it. My friend from Ireland sent me the link on Discord, and then that's where I found it.
And down at the red light. You got it. If you'd like to flip those controls, you can access them in the options menu. When you're ready, proceed to the next area.
So you command these units, and you're basically on like a flying, like hover bike, and then you airily command units
You'll need to use your altitude control to navigate
in
to the tunnel.
RTS, so it's real time.
So it's really cool. Sorry about us real-time streaming.
Yeah. It is very hero mode. You mean like the old Blizzard games that would have the hero modes, like Warcraft 3 and such, and StarCraft? It's very much like that, except in first person.
I do remember playing here in the
Nicely done.
StarCraft 2.
Yeah.
The graph cycle has directional
Which there was supposed to be a ghost
buttons.
game, but I don't think they've ever... I don't think Blizzard's ever made good on that.
They have. You just need to pay for it. They get it.
You mean an expansion or like an actual standalone first-person shooter based on the ghost stuff? Oh.
It might be the separate thing.
Very good.
That would be really
Grav
cool
cycles
stuff.
require solid ground beneath them, so avoid steep ledges.
Yeah, I thought that's what they were gonna do.
Correct your error before you and your vehicle plummet.
I thought they were gonna do some kind of like stealthy-based like FPS. I think it got scrapped. I think the plan to make it got...
If you find that you need repairs, use your nano emitter. Fire it at the ground and enter the healing field. You're doing very well. Let's move on to scan mode. You can scan for objects in the environment by using your scan control.
I love you, baby. I will talk... Oh, she already left.
Great.
It must be 6
Shoot
o'clock.
that barrel.
She left me. Come back. Oh, she did come back. No, someone came back. Hello, welcome to the Face Melt Show.
A new path is now open. Proceed when ready. Engage the enemies ahead using the
Oh, engage.
Excellent. You're now ready to command a friendly unit. Use your command pulse to order your unit to the specified location.
Right away.
Your unit will try to fight around this area. Should you cancel a command, your units will return to your position and follow. The cancel command can prove useful in situations where you may have lost track of them, or require them to take over for a period of time. Use scan mode to search for interactables in the environment.
Got it.
Good work. You can use your command pulse to have your unit interact with the scanned object.
It'd be cool if there was like a story mode for this too.
There will be.
That'd be cool.
It's just this is just the testing for probably multiplayer functionality, so they don't have like
Let's move on
yeah.
to unit combat training. We'll start by temporarily disabling your Grav Cycle's weapons. You'll need to work with your unit using only the command pulse.
Oh gosh.
You can also use the command
Oh,
pulse
no.
to have your units prioritize targets. Try prioritizing the target dummies using the command pulse.
Target. That all you got? Targeted. Neutralized. Focusing. Cut down. That all you got? Targeted.
Your units will return to you after they have eliminated the prioritized target. Good work.
Obliterated.
Each unit is equipped with a special ability. Using the unit ability control, your units will deploy their special ability on a target or location.
Finish them off. Enemy down.
These abilities can be pivotal in a combat situation. You may proceed to the next area.
Oh yeah.
In order to revive a completely downed unit, you will first need to retrieve their brain can.
Friendly down.
Oh, if they're not down and they die, then they mission can fail.
Falling in.
Well done. Proceed to the final area for a live combat test. Every unit in your squad will always fight by your side.
I have
But
what?
it's the Grav Cycle pilot's commands that will increase their effectiveness in battle. To pass this test, all enemy combatants must be eliminated. Good luck.
Yep.
have taken some hits. Scan the area for a nano repair station.
Yep.
During combat, damaged enemies will enter a vulnerable state. It is during this state that they become susceptible to critical damage. Capitalizing on this state can be key when engaging stronger enemy units. Defeated enemies can drop items that may be of use to your squad. In the case of dropped nanopods, the nanites will heal you and your unit upon approach. In addition, nanopods can recharge depleted abilities. Taking advantage of these drops can be the difference between life and death.
What's up? Nice. You? Nice. Nah, don't be, dude. Can you make silly voices and voice act? Like if... What?
Somebody's planning on being harassed.
Oh. Well...
Congratulations. You have completed the graph cycle training program.
Being neutral and they don't care.
Roger.
But then again, if they do that, I can just have them. I can just kill them by having an angel come down from the sky and strike them down. Right.
Well, you could do anything. Yeah, or you could give them... What my friend... Okay, so I have a friend of mine who's a fantastic dungeon master. And he was very clever at coming up with hindrances. So if you wanted to be a turd, he would do something like give you a curse, or like, you know, like what we did to Alex, where Alex was like, I just want to be a barbarian who charges in there, and we're all like slapping our foreheads being like, no, you can't do that. And then he was like, no, really, that's what I want. So that's what we made him.
He said he was cursed.
And so,
In his lore.
yeah, yes. But my friend would do things like that. So if you were like being really annoying, he would like come up with something that would like make your job or your game a pain in the butt. You know, you would have like a magic talking wisp that followed you around, and every time you tried to shoot your bow, it like got in your face, so it takes 2 from your... Or... Yeah, or, okay, so now, you know, a cursed talking skull has clamped its way onto your foot, and now your movement speed is reduced. Or, you know, every time you get into a conversation, you insult people. You know, and that causes all kinds of problems if you think about it. Yeah, so if people get to be turds... Just, you know, let them get away with it once or twice, but then, you know, come up with some clever surprise that makes them be like, oh, maybe I shouldn't have been a turd. That way they don't get to ruin everyone's game, and everyone still gets to have fun, and then they kind of understand a better way to play without being a butthole about it. Because, you know, sometimes people, they think D&D is dumb, or they don't want to play. Which, you know, people have their opinion. So, but instead of just saying, you know, I don't really want to play, or, you know, I just want to do art and watch, or whatever, they'll be like, yeah, sure, I'll play, and then they'll be a butthole about it. You know what I mean? They'll do whatever they can to make everyone else's game a pain in the ass.
There's another problem. There are 2 people, me and one other person. However, somebody's going to be making an advertisement using film from using video from when we were playing Magic the Gathering, Now going to put into an advertisement for the Chess and Games Club and put it out there.
Oh, you guys don't have players yet.
Yeah, we have 2 people in the club, and we always just play like Magic the Gathering.
So it's just you and someone else.
Yep.
Your whole Chess and Games Club is just you and someone else.
Yep.
That's okay. I'm sure there's other kids in your school that play Magic, isn't there?
Yeah, there's lots of them, but they probably have other extracurriculars, like Fantasia happens on Thursdays. I'm pretty sure Fantasia starts 15 minutes after Chess and Games Club ends.
Maybe they don't even know.
That's why we're making the advertisement.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe there's people who would come and play Magic with you. They just don't know you do it, right? Magic was really cool when I was a kid because it came out when I was just about your age. I was about 14 or 15, I think. So it was really new. And my mom was the one, Nana, was the one who really invested in doing Magic with all of us. And she brought the cards home. And we lived in Gallipolis. And we actually used to sit around the table and really have a lot of fun playing Magic. Yeah. Oh, she hasn't played in forever. She would maybe play with you. If you reminded her how to do the rules, she would maybe play with you.
I'll show her the deck
And, maybe there's kids who would like to play Magic. They've just never played before. So if you need cards, you let me know. I will make sure that you and your Magic club have all the cards that you could want. If that's an activity that you end up wanting to do. Don't you guys have an esports club?
Yes, we do, but that happens on Wednesday.
So it's a different club. Okay, so I was thinking they were the same club.
I have moved to Mondays because they said something about the announcements about someone this practice for the announcement.
Oh, then they only
Smash Bros. And said move to Mondays.
and they only play one game. What's the one game they play?
Actually, the esports has 2 games: Super Smash Bros. And Overwatch.
Oh, okay, so they're Overwatch players. Are they PC players? Yeah, I got you.
They need a tanker. Totally join them if I wasn't support in a completely different game.
Yeah, no doubt. I like playing support too. I like playing a healer because nobody wants to play it. And I used to play a tank in WoW because nobody wanted to play it. I always started in vanilla WoW as a hunter. But when they brought paladins to the horde side, I made a Blood Elf paladin, and then I was like, no, I never got the Thunder Fury. I did get the epic hunter bow, and I did my epic hunter quest in the original vanilla launch before they did the patch that made it a lot easier.
Just like you got the achievement for beating 5 hard AIs in StarCraft, and then they changed all that.
Yeah, they did. They scaled those hard AIs down to medium. And I was like, man, I had a trophy where I beat 5 hard AIs. And it was the hard AI at the time. By myself. But now they've got AIs playing StarCraft, so they had to do a whole new... People have gotten so much better at StarCraft now that they had to add new difficulty tiers to keep up with how good players have gotten. It's crazy.
I think all those players are probably like from Asia or something.
Yeah, most of the best players in StarCraft in the world are Korean. Like, the Koreans really love their StarCraft. Well, it's probably about 6 o'clock. I'm going to have to get around here at 7:30, wake your sister up and get her ready for school. Then I got to go to work. I got to...
So just chill here. I wonder if Alex is going to school today.
I don't know.
Because he had to come downstairs at 6 o'clock.
Is it time for him to be leaving? Because he's probably overslept.
Probably.
Yeah.
He's got to leave at like 6:30 so he can get to the bus at 6:40.
Oh gosh, okay, it failed. Well, I think that's all about for me. My beautiful and gorgeous woman can no longer hear me, so I am going to turn this shit off because it's not working right now. I just don't think there's enough people playing, or the servers are having difficulty making connections because I'm just not getting the matchmaking to connect. So I will try again later to play this game, and I will have to send messages to my wonderful woman from another platform. And if you're listening to this later sometime, baby, I love you very much, and I look forward to seeing you again. And if you're just a regular viewer, or anyone else just checking us out for the first time, please like, follow, or subscribe, and all that fun stuff, I guess. And we'll see you again later doing something else.